All right, everybody, welcome back. We're diving deep today, folks, into something I think we can all relate to. That whole comparison is the thief of joy thing. You
Yeah.
ever feel that?
Oh, absolutely. All the time.
We've got some really cool excerpts, actually, from a text that I think you'll find fascinating. It's called Comparison is the Thief of Joy. Embrace Your Own Journey.
I love that title.
Pretty on the nose, right?
Yeah.
But one of the things it talks about, get this, is using humor to kind of highlight the absurdity of some of these comparisons we make.
Okay, I like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, how ridiculous are we being sometimes?
Yeah.
So let's jump right in. I mean, think about it. We've all been there, scrolling through those perfect vacation photos while we're stuck at work,
Oh, yeah.
feeling like we're somehow missing out, even though, it's just a photo.
Mm-hmm.
But it's amazing how powerful those feelings can be. Like, why does that little snapshot have such a hold on us?
It's interesting because it really does tap into something deeper, I think. It's not just about wanting that specific vacation or those material things.
Right.
It goes back to our core human needs: belonging, validation, the desire to always be improving.
Okay.
You see someone who seems to be doing better than you, and you get that instant hit of comparison.
Like we're hardwired for it.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not even just keeping up with the Joneses anymore.
Oh, absolutely not. It's way more primal.
It's way more primal.
Even like caveman days, our survival depended on being part of the group.
Right.
You get kicked out of the group, you're in trouble. So we're constantly assessing where we stand, how we measure up. But today, that instinct can be more of a burden than a benefit.
Totally.
Yeah.
Especially with social media just amplifying everything.
Absolutely.
It's like we're constantly comparing our behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel.
Yes.
And, I'll admit, I fall into that trap myself sometimes. Just the other day, a friend posted pictures of her newly renovated kitchen. And all of a sudden, my perfectly functional kitchen felt, I don't know, inadequate. Like I needed to, start knocking down walls and install marble countertops.
You get those ideas, you see it and you're like, oh, I should be doing that.
Exactly. And I had to laugh at myself because it was so ridiculous. I mean, I love my kitchen.
Right. And I think that's where the humor comes in, recognizing how silly some of those comparisons are.
Yeah, detaching a little bit.
Exactly. It helps you gain a little perspective.
Okay, I get the humor part, but even those seemingly small comparisons can really chip away at your self-esteem,
No, you're absolutely right. You get caught in that cycle of constantly comparing and you end up with all this negative self-talk.
Yeah.
It's like, you're never enough.
Exactly.
So the big question is, how do we break free from this trap? And the text we're looking at really emphasizes embracing your own journey,
Okay.
defining success and happiness on your own terms.
So not basing it on anyone else's standards. I like that, but it sounds a lot easier said than done.
Yeah.
How do we actually make that shift?
That is the question, right?
Yeah.
Well, one really powerful thing the text talks about is shifting your focus.
Okay.
So instead of dwelling on what you lack, you start actively appreciating what you have. A gratitude practice can be huge.
Gratitude.
Yeah, because it literally rewires your brain to start noticing the good.
I love that.
Yeah, you start to see the positives instead of fixating on what you don't have.
It's like flipping the script. Instead of focusing on the have-nots, you're celebrating the haves.
Exactly. You got it.
Okay.
And I think mindfulness ties in with that too.
Okay.
When you're really present in your own life, you're less likely to get swept away by comparisons.
That makes sense. Like you're so focused on the moment that you don't have the mental space for those thoughts to creep in.
Exactly.
Have you found that to be true yourself?
Oh, absolutely. Like when I'm really into a project I'm working on or when I'm spending time with family, I just don't think about it.
It just fades away.
It's not even on my radar. And it highlights a really important point, I think. Everyone's journey is unique.
Right.
There's no single definition of success that applies to everyone.
We all have our own path.
What really matters is figuring out what aligns with your own values and being true to yourself.
So, as we wrap up our deep dive here today, maybe something for you all to ponder. What if, instead of constantly measuring ourselves against others, we create our own yardstick for success? What would that look like for you? What truly matters to you?
That's a good question.
Something to think about, right?
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us today, folks, and until next time, happy reflecting.
See you then.
Bye.
Bye.